So you're going to save a whole bunch of money on your MyPillow mattress topper. You're going to save tons of money with the MyPillow Mike G promo code. MyPillow.com. Look for the Mike Gallagher Radio Special Square. Click on that box, and with anything you order, enter the promo code Mike G. MyPillow.com. Promo code Mike G. MyPillow.com. Promo code Mike G. Or call 800-928-6034. Like we'd love to sing. Promo code Mike G. Coming up related from Louisville on this deadly mass shooting, and the abortion debate now includes abortion pills. We'll see what you think about it. All coming up. Interest rates coming down, housing prices lower than ever, and I've always relied on Mike and Brian and the team at Fellowship Home Loans, who can save you tons of money on your monthly payments, a home equity loan, a refi, a new purchase. Fellowship Home Loans is who I recommend to do all your business with. Here's their number, 800-510-MIKE, to get the conversation started. See if they can save you money on your monthly payments, like I have. There's not another mortgage company I trust other than Fellowship Home Loans, because I'm a customer. I see firsthand what they do for people like you and me. Give them a call, 800-510-MIKE, Fellowship Home Loans, 800-510-6453, or find them online, fellowshiphomeloans.com/MikeG, fellowshiphomeloans.com/MikeG. You do have a friend in the mortgage business. You really do. Fellowship Home Loans.
Mortgage Bankers, Equal Housing Lenders, MLS number 19382, Mortgage Banker NYS, Department of Financial Services.
Spoiled grocery store meat, wood pulp, artificial preservatives. These aren't things you'd knowingly feed your dog, right? One of the most common ingredients in many dog foods today. That's why I'm delighted that I found Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend. It's a freeze-dried raw dog food that contains 0 artificial preservatives, fillers, or meat meal. Instead, it's made with premium meat and whole foods, and it's designed to support your dog's playful energy, healthy skin, silky coat, and easy digestion. Barb from Miami says, I was skeptical, but now my Trinity leaps in the air when she knows she's about to be fed. She's almost 16. See, Nature's Blend is pantry safe, easy to prepare. Give your dog a food they'll love and support their happy, full life without wood pulp. For a limited time, save 54% off your dog's supply of Nature's Blend and get a free pack of premium dog treats, too. Go to drmartypets.com/MikeG or just text Mike G to 511-511. Text Mike G to 511-511. Message and data rates may apply. You may receive additional text.
Mike Gallagher.
Attention Bay Area, Semper Solaris is ready to install your solar now and complete your paperwork in time for NEM2. They have teams working around the clock 7 days a week and have processed over 35,000 applications and counting. No one works harder than Semper does with esprit de corps and honor. Go solar American style. Declare your independence with Semper Solaris, your local and veteran-owned solar contractor who gets the job done right. Imagine no money out of pocket, no payments until 2024. 768287. Worried about blackouts? Tesla and Enphase batteries are in stock. Plus, Semper offers new furnace and AC systems with a lifetime warranty and new roofs with a 50-year warranty. Don't wait. Get your solar system installed by Semper Solaris before net metering changes and rates go up even more. For all offers, call 650-376-8287 or visit sempersolaris.com. Unapproved credit expires 4/12/2023. CSLB number 978-152.
News, information, reassurance. 860 AM The Answer. San Francisco. Streaming now on smart speakers. The Odyssey app service of Zeta Media Group.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Kentucky's Governor Andy Beshear appealing for prayer following a deadly shooting this morning in downtown Louisville. Police say at least 5 people are dead, 6 others injured in the attack in a bank building. Louisville Metro Police Deputy Chief Paul Humphrey says the gunman is dead. This attack took place at the Old National Bank in downtown Louisville, which is not far from the city's baseball stadium, Louisville Slugger Field. And Governor Beshear is heading to the scene. Federal agencies, the FBI, the ATF, involved in the investigation now getting underway. In the meantime, police asking the public to steer clear of the scene in downtown Louisville. Bipartisan calls for the U.S. to stand by Taiwan as communist China holds huge military drills in the sea and the sky just off the coast of the island. Texas Republican Congressman Michael McCall, chair of the House Foreign Affairs Committee.
This is an intimidation tactic that they're known for. The size of this one is quite large, one of the largest ones we've seen. But it's not gonna intimidate us.
McCall on NBC's Meet the Press. China will be getting an economic boost courtesy of Tesla. It's planning to build a factory in Shanghai where it will make power storage devices for sale worldwide.
Plans call for an annual production of 10,000 megapack units. The Xinhua news agency says the company made the announcement at a signing ceremony in Shanghai Sunday, where Tesla operates an auto factory. The factory is due to break ground in the third quarter of this year and start productions in the second quarter of 2024. Tesla didn't immediately respond to requests for information. Rhonda Rockster reporter.
Watching Wall Street, the Dow down 45 points. The NASDAQ is off 119. The S&P 25 points in the red. More on these stories, townhall.com.
People ask me sometimes, Lance, I'm worried about my finances, and I feel bad because I should be worried, right? I realize that inflation is going to be eating up money. I've got to do something to get around this crazy stock market and Biden's spending spree. Gold has, since the beginning, people have relied on. The silver is mine and the gold is mine, is what the prophet Haggai said during a time of great shaking. To protect your retirement, I recommend that you diversify your 401k or IRA right out of paper assets and into physical gold. And the best way to do that is with Gold IRA from the Birch Gold Group. I want you to text the words FAITH, F-A-I-T-H, to 989898 and get a free info kit on gold IRAs. There's no strings attached to this, so just text FAITH, F-A-I-T-H, to 989898 and see what I've discovered here about gold and its ability to stabilize your investment and create a storage of wealth for you in unsteady times.
French authorities say the death toll has risen to 4 after 2 bodies were found in the rubble following an explosion that leveled a building in the southern French city of Marseille.
Rescuers are continuing to search for at least 4 more people who are unaccounted for. 2 other bodies had previously been found overnight. Firefighters say in a statement the judicial authority will proceed with identifying the victims. Minister for Cities and Housing Olivier Klein says the hope to find survivors is still there after he met with rescuers on site. The collapse occurred shortly after 1 a.m. on Sunday in an old quarter in the center of Marseille, France's second largest city. I'm Charles Dillazesma.
Pakistan Central Bank says Pakistanis abroad sent $2.5 billion home in March, responding to the government's appeal for more hard currency remittances. Breaking news analysis, townhall.com. The Census Bureau offering a closer look at the impact of the pandemic on working Americans.
The Bureau says people working from home became more diverse, better educated, and more likely to move during the pandemic. The report says the demographic makeup of people working from home from 2019 till 2021 became more like workers who were actually commuting. The industry groups seeing the biggest jumps to people working from home: information, finance, and administrative services. The smallest gains: agriculture and mining, entertainment, and food services, not to mention the armed forces. Jason Walker reporting.
And recapping the hour's top story, there has been a deadly shooting this morning in downtown Louisville, Kentucky. It happened in a bank building. Police say at least 5 people are dead, 6 others injured in the attack, and the gunman is dead, according to police. More on these stories at townhall.com.
My guest up for our trip to Israel this fall. Dennis Prager and I are headed back to the Holy Land this October. The Stand With Israel Tour. Thanks to our trusted partner, Inspiration Cruises and Tours, we're going to visit amazing places in Israel that will amaze and inspire you with every step of the way. Visit StandWithIsraelTour.com to learn more about this incredible journey. In Israel, we'll explore key sites you'll never forget. We'll walk on the ancient streets of Jerusalem. We'll sail the Sea of Galilee inside replica first-century boats and visit the Western Wall, a spiritual experience you won't want to miss. Our expert guides will help explain explain the importance of each and every site. The food and accommodations are precisely designed with you in mind. No other trip will be like the Stand With Israel tour. Sign up today to travel with Dennis Prager and myself this October. Call 855-565-5519, 855-565-5519, or visit StandWithIsraelTour.com.
Want to be as healthy and happy as you can be in 2023? Tune in to the Healthiest Hour on radio. Hi, it's the Snowman inviting you to join us this Saturday morning for a stellar lineup of guests and information to help you get into the best shape of your life while increasing your energy and losing a few pounds in the process. Thanks to his New Year's resolution stick by sticking with us all year long to keep your mind and body healthy and strong. It's David Snow on Dr. Health Radio this Saturday morning at 9 here on 860 AM. The Answer. News, opinion, insight. 860 on theanswer.com. Our mobile app on TuneIn, iHeart, and the Odyssey app. We go where you go. 860 AM. The Answer.
This is your source for breaking news and what to make of it all. This is the Mike Gallagher Show.
No matter what he says, being indicted is not good for a political candidate.
Ultimately, the savvy Democratic strategists know this is going to help Trump, and they want him to be the nominee because he is the weakest of the Republican candidates.
So if you're not advising Governor DeSantis?
Honestly, if I were offering him political advice, I'd tell him to pack up and wait a few years.
Now, from the ReliefFactor.com studios, here's Mike Gallagher.
We're following this awful news out of Louisville, Kentucky. There are at least 5 people killed. The suspect is said to be dead as well. 5 shot to death in Louisville, in downtown Louisville, in what is going to be the sickening parade of gun control advocacy is about to begin. In fact, I'm sure on social media it already has. It won't matter how the gunman purchased the gun that he or she used. It won't matter the circumstances, the facts. None of that'll matter. All that matters to the Democrats is more gun violence. We need more gun control. That's all it's going to matter. That's all if Biden will take to the airwaves any moment now and demand more gun control, because that's all they know. And it's sick. It's twisted, it's pathetic, it's what they continually do. Instead of mourning the community, at least one police officer is in surgery. We're going to get more gory details, more horrific details. We should all pray for the community of Louisville, Kentucky, and reject the political opportunists who never let a crisis go to waste. That's how they roll, and it's sick. And I am not conflicted about that at all. I am conflicted about the abortion debate, and you know, it's a funny thing to be a big mouth talk show host and be conflicted. You know, I'm surrounded by friends and colleagues who are very confident in what we do. We have to have a degree of confidence to be a talk show host, right? I gave my buddy Mark Davis some grief this morning when I visited with him, because Mark's one of those guys that is an expert on everything. And I say that with love. We all are. I mean, we all think we know everything about everything. And Mark is, when it comes to pop culture and movies and TV shows, he's the be-all, end-all. This is the greatest movie that's ever been made. That stupid movie with Tom Hanks and the volleyball. What was that movie called? Castaway. He thinks that's a brilliant movie. So Mark and I don't always see eye to eye on popular TV shows or movies. And this morning, because I said, you are always such an authority on what's a great movie or TV show. And I wanted to put a needle in my eyeball about halfway through. If Tom Hanks was talking to the stupid volleyball one more time, I thought I would lose my mind. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. He loves that movie. I mean, but it shows there's nobody's right or wrong. You like what you like. You don't like what you don't like. I don't know how you couldn't like the episode of Succession last night on HBO. Did you see Succession? Episode 3? Oh, boy. I'm not giving anything away, but oh boy. You know, now that people are binge-watching shows on Netflix and HBO Max and all of that, you can't give too much away. You talk about a spoiler, oh boy. All I know is it's one of the best hours of an episode of TV that I have ever seen, ever. Now, it's my opinion. You may not share that, but if you saw it, you know what I mean. Don't call in and give anything away. But I didn't see that coming. That's for sure. But I'm conflicted about the latest abortion chapter. Now, it looks like the Supreme Court will be asked to rule on the FDA and the abortion pill. I think it's pronounced mifepristone. Mifepristone, according to a federal judge out of Texas, should be suspended from the FDA's list of approved drugs to initiate chemical abortions. For more than 2 decades now, pro-life doctors have repeatedly asked the Food and Drug Administration to repeal its approval of chemical abortion drugs because the agency, quote, violated federal laws by approving these drugs and ignoring the substantial evidence that these drugs harm women and girls. Despite the FDA's legal requirement to address those legal concerns, the FDA has repeatedly stonewalled these requests for years. Well, now, 23 years after the FDA rubber-stamped the abortion drug, a Trump-appointed judge, U.S. District Judge Matthew Kaczmarek, out of Amarillo, Texas, ruled that the FDA chose politics over safety in endorsing the widespread use of abortion pills. So here we go again. This will inevitably wind up before the Supreme Court because a judge in Washington State, at about the same time that the Texas judge ruled against the abortion pill, a Washington State federal appeals judge ruled in favor of the abortion pill. Now, about half of all abortions in America result from chemical abortion. Did you know that? I mean, I didn't realize it was that high. It's almost 40 to 50%. It's very substantial. And here's my conflict. This is where I get wobbly. And I admit I'm wobbly. I admit it. I don't like my lack of confidence in this matter. Last week, I told you about the cover of New York Magazine that caught my attention. Abortion wins elections. Here's what the cover of New York Magazine said last week. The fight to make reproductive rights the centerpiece of the Democratic Party's 2024 agenda. New York Magazine is right. They are right. The abortion debate is costing Republicans elections. Now, many people say, and rightfully so, this is a moral issue, this is a spiritual issue, this is an issue of life versus death, and we got to do what's right. The reason I'm conflicted is I recognize that when millions of Americans go to the ballot box, go to the polling place, there are plenty of people, including Republicans, who are voting against Republican candidates over this issue. And I don't think there's an easy answer to this. I know there's not an easy answer to this. But at the end of the day, if we don't win elections, there aren't going to be a lot of babies left to save. If we don't win elections, there's not going to be a lot of Republicans left. and the abortion issue threatens, and again, I'm pro-life. This breaks my heart to have this conflict. And I know what is spiritual